morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Attic Treasures, etc. And I have 12 new flow journals ready to go in my Etsy shop right now. They've been really popular, so I decided to make a dozen to maybe have more available for people. So this time they have this beautiful chintzy fabric clothing on it, and the little ornament right here can be, it starts out flat like this, but then can be manipulated so that it can be more of a more rounded. But if you want to use it in a journal, you can just easily flatten it back out. And they all have a little key charm on it as well. And let's get that one straightened out. There we go. And then this ribbon that goes around, and this is wired ribbon. So if you do purchase one of these, just make sure that you don't poke yourself on the wire when you're opening it. So the way you open it is that you just untie this little string right here, and then this will come off. You can just slide it out, and then these are safety pinned. So they all have the wallpaper border here, and this is just beautiful wallpaper, and then a lace insert as well. They're made with the hanging file folders, and these are what I would kind of call journal kits, something that you can use all the elements in to put in a journal of your own. So let me just show you the different chintzy fabrics that I have. There's this beautiful pink and gold right here, and then this one is black and blue, and then we have sort of an emerald green one right here, and then this gorgeous kind of a gold brown color, and this one is kind of multicolor, almost looks like tie-dye, and they're all very silky because this was from a jeweled chintzy rug. And so I want to just go ahead and open one up and go inside. So I have 12 of these. It'll be a surprise as to which color you get, but they are all gorgeous. So let me just put these aside, and then I'll open one up and show you what's inside. Okay, so here we go. This is one that I've taken the ribbon off and opened it up. Now, nothing in here is permanent, or permanently attached, I should say. They're all tied in with ribbon. There's 3 signatures, and they're tied in with ribbon so that you can take things out. And again, nothing is attached permanently. It's all done with paper clips and things like that. Okay, so we have a bag here in the front, and by the way, they all have the same types of elements in them, but since I can't duplicate pages, some of the pages are going to be different. So you're going to be getting some tags, some flashcards, some book pages, bird guides. This is signature number 1. We have some vintage magazine, vintage book page here, a lace belly band, some scrapbook paper, stationery, more stationery. This is a vintage handwritten ledger from the 1940s. Here's some pretty book page with some nice areas that you can cut out. Some school paper, more pretty book page with some, nice fussy cutting opportunities. Napkins, vintage dictionary pages, doilies, vellum, and let's see, we'll go to the back of this one. Some fabric. And then this little glassine bag has some beautiful papers in it, and some tickets and S&H green stamps, vintage tape measure, and postcard. With the signature number 2. We have a CD envelope, and it's got some vintage types of you know, Rolodex and calendar pages from the 1940s and 1950s in there as well. Some more vintage magazine pages. Beautiful calendars. Some music, piano roll, papers, graph, more pretty stationery. This is from a vintage cookbook and another vintage dictionary page. Some pretty stationery, some Edith Holden. And this is from an herb book. I just love the font. And this is another vintage book. This one's in a foreign language and I don't know what it is. And then some beautiful pictures of bulbs from the Skagit Valley near where I live. There's some fun and interesting images. And then there's some game cards. This card here is from an old password game. I don't know if you ever played that, but you put this inside a sleeve and then it filters out the red, and you're supposed to have the other person guess the word that shows up. So that's from an old TV show and an old game. Some crossword puzzle. What is this called? Shorthand. More scrapbook paper. This a vintage typing book. Some pattern paper from a sewing pattern. Vintage music paper. Vintage encyclopedia for children. Some more ledger paper. This is from a 1950s era Montgomery Ward's catalog. Stationery, a knitting book. Let's see if this will open up. Some more napkin for decoupaging, graph paper, and this is from a 1970s gardening book, and the images are really pretty, all hand drawn. This is from a first day of issue stamp collection. And we have the envelope here, and then on the other side is the description. So really cool. This is from a vintage atlas. From a butterfly book. Lots of fun things in here for you to play with your journals. Okay, and then in the back we have some stationery, and then this envelope is a window envelope. Some open from the top, some open from the end, and we'll have time cards and rent receipts, things like that in there for you. And then back here we have this envelope that contains some really pretty stationery, vintage note paper, a pretty card. This is from an old recipe, and we have some more vintage note paper, some journal cards that I copied some copy dyed paper on the back. And this is a very, very old page from, I think it's a little tiny Swedish Bible. And I think it's from the 1800s. So lots of fun in here. And then we also have a page from the antiquarian sticker book and wallpaper on the inside as well. So all in all, a really, really fun collection for you to pull from to use for your junk journals and just to have fun with. So just a really fun little kit, and I hope you'll give it a look. I also have some other things in my shop, which I'll pull down in a second. So I also still have some of these beautiful journals, wallpaper cover journals that I made a while back, and this is an announcement, I have cut the prices of these in half. So the price that you see in my Etsy shop, that's half of what they started out at. and every single one of them is just gorgeous. So be sure to check those out too if that's something that you'd like to see. They all have different types of closures, but these were a lot of fun to make, and there's a lot of detail inside. So I hope you'll give these a look at as well. There's a lot of vintage stuff in here as well as new things. So please take a look at those too. And if you're interested, they are there for you. So have a wonderful day, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through of the flow journals and these little vintage. It's the Victorian Cottage collection. And I really think that you'll like what you see. There's a lot of very interesting pages in here, and I think you'll like them. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Happy crafting. Let the serendipity find you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.